Okay, episode 34 of That Marketing Show, brought to you by First Doctor, creating healthcare market leaders. Hey, today we're going to talk about the second section of a 3-section mini-series about social branding. Today is about brand segmentation. And the important thing about brand segmentation is really the distinction of your brand to attract customers. There's a saying that goes back to some simplicity of this, kind of attraction base, which is success is something you attract. So try to attract the customers and don't try to chase them. And I think that's where really this branding segmentation comes in handy, which is that, what do you tell the customer? What do you do in your marketing that shows the difference between you and another brand? And there are a lot of mistakes being made in the market space, especially online, where there's just sort of a mix of different sort of old-time strategies where you can now really, create, as we mentioned in the first episode, effort is a 5-letter word, which is think. So let's think about the things that are creating the issues, and then let's find the remedies. So the 3 issues that we kind of have come to a conclusion, especially again in the online marketing world where we space, our spaces, is that, copycat competition. Really looking at like 2 brands, what's the difference between the 2 brands? Is it the pricing? Is it the discount? Well, these are the things that sort of come to a conclusion when you have multiple layers of different types of customers fighting for the same business. Well, somebody's going to offer a discount, somebody's going to offer a better, monthly Chotsky, something that's there, but they're really thinking just about the competition and not looking at the customer. So think about not looking necessarily what your competition is doing, but thinking about what the customer requires and what are you doing to tell the story to that customer that is a segment of your brand that's distinctive. Now let's look at the second piece, which is that it's tough. So competition online is extremely hard. There's hundreds, if not thousands of similar types of customers, companies that are vying for the same business. It could be plumbers, it could be software companies, it could be a litany of different things. But the reality is that if you're not telling your story, if you're not able to tell your story properly online, you're not able to now gauge the level of competition and put yourself in the right spot. Again, taking customers for granted is the third piece that's the issue that we find with most customers. And they even look at their existing customer base. They're not actually thinking about what am I doing to help my customer base understand what's different. And when I talk about these 3 things, what I'm really talking about here is enlightening customers. And we talked about in the first episode how you need to now bring a different strategy. It's not just a price war. It's not just a Chotsky that you offer better than the other guy. It is a determination of you bringing enlightenment to your industry and then educating your customer and bringing them over the line in that format. So let's talk about the solves for this. Really simply, 4 pieces. Clarity. So it's the accuracy of your message. It has to be on message. Your message has to be on point. Your customers have to understand exactly why you're different, exactly what you do, exactly what you're trying to accomplish. And that is the biggest challenge that we find today in the market space, is that when we talk to customers, when we talk to other clients, again, this is real world stuff, is they don't even understand their demographic, who they're selling to start with. And then secondly, their message is really unclear. So think about this as your business. Think about why you got in business, or your product or your service. Think about what you're trying to accomplish and get that to a very clear point, and then think about your demographic. Creativity. One thing at a time. One special item about your product. Take that one thing and expand upon it. Be creative and think about how you're going to bring that to the market space. If you do this properly, you'll be actually able to be unique. So part of being distinctive is having unique qualities about your product and service. So expand upon the things that you know are different that you can now use. It doesn't have to be everything. Just one thing at a time. Think about how you can make that brand segmentation that can create, again, the story around your brand. And that's the third thing, which is communication. So we're all used to using what we consider narrative to learn about new things and services. If someone wants to explain something to you, they're better off telling you a story about how it worked, what the results were. Instead of giving you features and benefits, tell me a story about how it worked. And so, even since kids growing up, they're learning from Sesame Street on how to do their letters and their numbers, and that's all through stories. So even at a young age, we're educated that the storytelling is the best way. And we think about this as almost infotainment as a sector, and that's why we're trying to make sure that people understand that the media today is a lot more about trying to become educated in your industry and then bring them over the line by using your segmentation of your uniqueness. And then I think the really important thing here is experience. So process, we can put a hamburger in a bag, but it better be the right hamburger. We can have a smile on our face when we hand the bag to you, but it better have the right hamburger in the bag when we hand the bag to you. So the process and service are kind of standard. We can get that. We can fix that. We can make sure that we have the right thing in the bag, and we can make sure that we educate ourselves on how to make sure that we give the best kind of emotional security that we're happy and this is something we want to positively do. But the personalization is really where it comes down to, which is how are you personalizing the experience. So when we get emails in from our customers basically telling us, hey, what I really liked about you guys, it's not really about SEO, it's not SEM, it's not social media, it's the way I was handled, it's the way that people wanted to sort of bring me through the process of your service. So there's a feeling. So the feeling of working with your company is going to be very important going forward, and how you tell that story and how you do that in a unique branding strategy is how you kind of get this next level of branding evolution, which is brand segmentation. So I'll leave you this one thought, which is, how is it that you feel if you were a customer of yourself? Okay? So think about that, and maybe that could be the starting point for your message. We'll see you in the next episode.